So, where are we sitting right now?
We are in YGAM Studios, which I am a part owner of with my guy FL, who is also a local rapper and crazy talented engineer. I'm also an engineer. That's an important part of my music. Just because I like to have that control and I like to be able to make my music sound the way I hear it in my head.
Gotcha. So being able to have your own studio kind of allows you that the control and flexibility.
Well, being an engineer allows me that flexibility. Owning my own studio allows me that availability.
I'm not living right, but I want to so bad.
So when did the studio get started? Like, when did you kind of move into this space?
Me and FL started Young Amsterdam Studios February last year. We've had this spot up and running for a year now. It's been a great place. Met tons of awesome people through the studio and really creative, artistic energy around here all the time. So
I actually met Bvggz when I had just got off of a beat battle. I just got finished doing a beat battle in Atlanta, and I needed something to not feel stagnant. So I decided I needed to become an audio engineer to further my music career and just bring my production to the next level. So I contacted Bvggz through Facebook, and we met up, and he decided to bring me on as an intern at YGAM Studios.
When you're here in the studio, kind of, what is that like an evening in the studio, whether you're working on your music or somebody else's music? Like, how does the evening, I'm assuming it happens mostly in the evening.
Yeah.
How does that kind of pan out? What does that look like?
So an artist will typically come in here, they'll have their beat, and we'll load it up into Pro Tools, and they'll come in the booth and they'll be rapping their music while I'll be on the computer, just making sure everything, all the signal is coming in clean and making sure the track is organized in a way that's going to be easy to make it mixable. And then after they're done recording, I'll go make it sound good.
So specifically, how does you owning and running your own studio allow for that availability and flexibility of control for your sound?
Yeah. If there's a part in my song that I can put a low pass filter on the EQ to kind of give things some distance.
It's important for artists. All artists should want as much control over what their art looks like as they can. Bring everything to life. At the same time, like, I couldn't make art without other artists around me. Have people in the studio with me and like inspiring me in some way.
So what was the mood here like last night?
I mean, it's always positive energy. It's good. That's what we build it around.
And what songs did you kind of work or
So I touched up on a lot of songs last night. It was really more of a session as far as like getting kind of, fixing ad-libs on tracks, fixing bridges on different tracks, just to kind of tweak things and make it perfect. But then I also worked on this song that I have dedicated to Goodie.
Oh, gotcha.
Brotherly Love.
So what kind of unique sounds are on this album compared to the last one? Kind of how has he seemed to have developed a little bit between each project?
Yeah, that's an interesting question because I felt like Vampire had more of a trap sound to it. Like, it wasn't trap music, but it had a trap sound to it. This project, while it still has a trap influence on a couple of the songs, it's very, very dynamic. He has a song that has like a reggae feel to it, a song that I produced on there that is more like a club type of joint. I feel like he's just kind of ranging out into different sounds instead of just sticking to one hip-hop sound, which I think is very good because there's a lot of artists doing the same sound and it just kind of gets redundant after a while. And now he wants to do just something small to let the city know that he's still up and active and he's still doing his thing. So this project, has a few different sounds. It's an ode to someone who's very important to his life as well as many other people in Denver. So it'll be very interesting to see it roll out.
So who was it that passed away?
Goodie.
Yeah, and how did you know Goodie?
That was my brother.
So why do you want to meet up here today?
Just the spot where Goodie's resting now.
So you guys have like a brotherhood from the past as well as kind of came together musically later on.
Yeah, I mean, how much do you want me to speak on it? Because I could tell the whole story if you want me to.
Tell a story. We hear it.
We did a lot of fighting just in preparation for being a lion in this world.
Gotta protect yourself.
Yeah, that's what we would do.
I like that.
Let's leave it at that.
A little PG, we like that.
We would just do a little practice, a little sparring. We would spar on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? We were kids, and me, Slim, and Goodie did a lot of music together, just making music in my basement, and started, you know, we moved out mom's house and got an apartment and had a studio in the crib, and we was just making music all the time, every day. And then there were times when, you know, he would quit, or there's a period I quit and somebody got locked up or whatever, like things happen, and you know what I'm saying, that like never changed nothing. Like at that point, it was a brotherhood.
What do you think about Bvggz as a partner in your lyrical game?
Oh yeah, we mesh together. It's like ice and water, you know?
So what was one of the first, you know, you guys worked musically together, right? So what was one of the first projects you guys kind of came together on?
We didn't know too many people. Like our network wasn't super big back then, so we would just make songs with like the 10 people we knew. Him hopping on a couple of my songs and vice versa, and it just naturally, I felt, would complemented each other's style. Me, him, and Slim really like, we all kind of fit in well together. And I was kind of like, not corny isn't the right word, but like the white boy that's shy and good, and Slim and TJ are definitely, they ain't no joke out here. And so it's just always like an interesting dynamic how we fit in so well together, because you know what I'm saying, it really is like we became brothers, and it was natural, it just happened, it was meant to be.
Brother Slim, by the way, you know, shout out to Team Me. Not shout out to Slim, shout out to Team Me, the record label. Fuck Slim. Fuck everybody. Still love him.
Goodie is my guy on stage. Like when it comes to turning up and just like, man, that's my partner. It's just fun. It's fun doing stuff with. It was fun doing stuff with him. There's a lot of fake shit and like snake shit in life, that when you can find genuine people and have genuine relationships and not have to, you know, worry about watching your back, it's fun. It's good. It's how it's supposed to be.
Black rag still gon' hang, ain't nothing changed but my chain. I'm on top of the world.
So Goodie, he's a family man. Both got kids, right?
Well, his daughter was his whole entire heart. His daughter was his everything. Yeah.
As well she should be. Princess.
Yeah, definitely. His princess for sure.
Our kids call each other Uncle. Uncle Bob. Uncle Goodie. I hate that shit. We ain't cool like that, you know? We don't look like each other.
The music is always what brought us together. It's what we had the most fun doing. There was a point where, you know, it all culminated in Slim got signed to a record deal and had to move to Las Vegas. Me and Goodie were out here and kind of trying to figure out what we were gonna do, and fucking up in our lives, decided that we would get our shit together through music. We created a whole legacy just in a few years of doing this shit.
Came from the bottom, made my way to the tip in. Brought my goons with me. Black rag still gon' hang, ain't nothing changed but my chain. I'm on top of the world.
So the night that Goodie passed, what happened that night?
Actually, I can't talk too much about what happened as far as his case, because that's still an open investigation. So I can't really say anything about that. Cold Crush at a club that we were frequent customers at, family damn near. That was our cheers. We used to pull up singing the song, everybody knows your name. That's Cold Crush for a lot of people in the city. It's a very hip-hop oriented place. Like, it's a very of the people place. And that's a comfortable spot that we would be at on a regular basis.
Where were you when you found out?
At the studio.
How long did you talk to him before he had passed?
I was at Safeway texting him, I remember. But he had been up there all day. He watched the Bronco game up there and stuff. And the Broncos lost that day. Or I'd have been down there. I should have been down there.
So when you guys got back together musically, what would you say probably like one of the moments that sticks out in your brain is like you look over at him and you're like, man, like we're here, we're together, we're pulling this shit off?
Never. That thought never crossed my mind. We never got to see everything blossom. that feeling never hit me like, damn, we done made it. Because we haven't yet. At the end of the day, we're still like out here grinding, trying to do this music, you know what I'm saying? Like still living real life with real motherfuckers talking about real shit. Ain't nothing to look down and be like, damn, we done made it yet. To be honest, that's a big part of my motivation because I thoroughly believe that Goodie's with me all the time and that when it is time to celebrate, he's gonna be there with me.
With this album, that unfortunate event, music definitely was an outlet for you to kind of pull yourself back together and being able to focus that and make him a part of this. How did the lyrics absorb that energy? How did it kind of change?
The music that was made on the back end of Goodie Dying is definitely has a chiller vibe. I'm putting all my eggs in the basket and pulling all the strings that I can and putting everything that I got into it until some pays off from it.
Go big or go home?
Yeah.
The only way.
Yeah.
So there's a specific song, right? To do with Goodie that you had in your thoughts.
Yeah.
What's the name of that song?
Bulletproof Love.
Bulletproof Love. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Well, it's a song that I use to kind of release my feelings.
So I remember when we were at the last recording session, though, there was a little piece that you were wanting to tweak in this song, and it was posing some difficulties for you. What was going on with that? What was the piece that you were tweaking on?
If I'm thinking of the right thing, it wasn't that I had to tweak it, but it was the last 4 bars of the song. I had to write it with, with y'all there, but that's kind of how I wanted it to be when I finished the song. It's gonna be different being on stage without Goodie. But I know that it's part of what I have to do and what I've signed up for. And it's time to start getting back out there and promoting this project. No matter what I do, Goodie is on my back. I can't say it enough because he's here. I'm on stage, he's gonna be on stage with me.
So if you had one final sentence to say to him instead of that text in Safeway about like, bro, not gonna make it tonight, what would you tell him?
Well, a month before he died, I was able to tell him I loved him and I was able to hug him. A lot of people don't tell their friend they love him or hug him enough. But we had another friend of ours die a month before that, and so I got to say those things to him, and we both knew that we meant it, like it was for real, like it's good that I feel like I had that closure. I feel like my brother knew that I loved him, and I knew he loved me. I'm not disappointed in how our farewell was. I talk to him daily, like I thoroughly believe he's with us and always around us. There is no saying no last thing to him because I know he hears me all the time, and I can't be who I am or get where I'm trying to go without him here. Y'all can say goodbye to him, but he coming home with me.
I get you.
And he around all of us, man. He's around his daughter, he's around his mom, he's around his brother. He was the man when he was here, so ain't no telling what he about to do now.
Bar raised high, bar raised high.
This is supposed to be a fairy tale life that we was living. This is supposed to take all the pain away that we had been in. This is supposed to give a life that we ain't have.
So I don't think a lot of people when they hear Denver think hip hop. They don't think of this place as a place that has a hip hop scene. What do you have to say about that to people who don't think Denver has a hip hop scene? What is that scene like out here?
I mean, they'll be surprised. There's a lot of really good artists coming out of Denver right now, and really I was surprised. I just recently moved back to Colorado from Ohio 3 years ago now. So I moved back, and then I actually ended up moving to Vail for a job, and then moved back to Denver because this is where music is. There's no music in Vail. There's no hip hop music in Vail, as I'm sure everybody knows. I moved back down here, and once I got involved with Bvggz, I got introduced to the hip hop scene, and I was mind blown. There's a lot of really dope artists out here making moves and being recognized on a more global scale than just Colorado, and that's definitely the goal for everybody. No one wants to be local forever.
When they say Denver, what do you think they're gonna think of?
I want them to think of Denver as, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a music hub, it just has to be somewhere that's not counted out.
10 years from now, there's gonna be a lot of money out here, a whole lot of money. From the industries that are profitable out here to the music. There's gonna be people that are bringing significant money to the scene out here in 10 years.
Do it.
All right. Okay, I had to get my phone out, and it is funny because I should know these names off the top of my head because I did think of them. And when I think of this shit, I'm a fucking genius.
And then like normal music like can't do stuff like that. So
baby girl, get your Christian Louboutin red bottom, post to post on Insta, famous off a picture.